Brooklyn Historical Society is the only institution that is solely dedicated to the history and the exploration of the history of Brooklyn. Brooklyn is constantly changing. One of its most distinct and wonderful characteristics is that nothing is the same from one decade to the next. We're interested in understanding 400 years of history, and we're interested in the idea that history continues.
In many ways, it is what Brooklyn is all about. A place where everybody can kind of come and be themselves, be a little bit nerdy, be a little bit quirky, love maps, and be welcome and celebrated. The thing I always get every time I walk in here is the physical structure. I am very much in love. I like coming into this space more than other places you go. So I love walking in those doors and seeing these ceilings. It just makes you feel like, ah, yeah, good things are gonna happen today.
It's a very welcoming organization. We're putting in a lot of effort into developing programs that are interesting and engaging for people who live in Brooklyn now. We have a program for children on the weekends. We renovated our first floor and our lower levels to create more gallery space. And this is allowing us to have multiple programs going on at the same time, covering different aspects of Brooklyn's history and also things that are happening in Brooklyn today. So it's not only a place where you come to study and learn about history, it's also a place where you can engage with today's history makers.
We're always excited by the possibility of a real conversation between an audience and an expert, or a panel of people, or a musical performance related to the history of Brooklyn.
What I like about it is you can kind of come in here and almost depend on the programming department that this is going to be some interesting stuff. Just drop in and see someone that I don't know if you're going to see so casually in such a great place anywhere else in Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn Historical Society was founded in 1863 as the Long Island Historical Society, and it became the Brooklyn Historical Society in 1985. George Post built an exquisite building in the style of Queen Anne, 19th century. It's a very elaborate building. It has beautiful terracotta decoration on the outside, gorgeous wood fittings and details on the inside, and architecture that was considered very bold and experimental at the time it was built.
Central to our goal here at Brooklyn Historical Society is education, and education on every level, really. We're particularly committed to making our collections and our resources available to many different kinds of teachers and professors. And so we offer professional development for K through 12 teachers. We offer partnerships with college faculty who are interested in bringing in college students of many different levels into our library to learn document analysis and research skills right here in one of the most beautiful libraries in the city.
The Othmer Library is really at the heart and soul of the Brooklyn Historical Society. It's an interior landmark, which is a very unusual designation in New York City. A great reading room and a mezzanine above that houses many of our rare library collections. One of the most important roles that our professional staff plays at the Brooklyn Historical Society is to preserve the collections we have and make them accessible to the public. We collect photographs, maps, paintings, oral histories.
One of the really neat things about oral history collections is that they really fit with the mission that BHS has to connect the past and the present and really bring Brooklyn's dynamic history alive. And we see that happening Today, when we let visitors and students and teachers listen to these voices from the past, and that the voices that we're documenting today, the people of the future are going to have that really direct connection to understanding what our lives were like today.
We at Brooklyn Historical Society are very proud of our In Pursuit of Freedom exhibit. It tells the story of a group of abolitionists who lived here in Brooklyn, who fought slavery both here when Brooklyn was a slave-owning capital and up till its abolition in 1865. And it's a great example of the kind of history we do here. Brooklyn Historical Society is interested in telling the story of Brooklynites.
We have to tell our own story, all of us, from all different corners of the borough, the city, of the world. Whether that be Russian brothers down in Coney Island, down in South Brooklyn, or West Indians in Crown Heights, or Southern Great Migration black folks from Fort Greene. It's for all of us. You just want to keep the doors open and let everybody know that.